Okay, you heard her. We're recording. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Complete Sports Media's podcast. I'm your host, Darren Campbell, and in our regular Monday guest, Jason Cameron, joining me. We had an awesome weekend. We got to hang out a bit, and lots of great sports to break down today. Both you and I are kind of zombie-like. We've had way too long of a day with too much going on, so it's going to be a shorter podcast tonight, but still going to be lots of fun. Lots of cool stuff to cover today.
Yes. A lot of good stuff, a lot of cool stuff. And we had a great weekend, that is for sure.
Yeah.
It was a fun time. Great night of fights. Yes.
Yeah. I'm really glad we could make that happen. Last pay-per-view of the year and 2 title fights on the docket. And we had the biggest upset in UFC history. Absolute shocker. Nobody really actually believed that Pena could win except herself, and she was able to dethrone the GOAT, actually take the belt from her, submit her with a rear naked choke and everything, and the shockwaves are still happening around the combat world,
as they should. I was shocked. I was just like, is this really happening right now? Like, it was shocking. It was just shocking. Like, it was like I couldn't express it with words on how shocked I was.
There was two guys at the table next to us that bet on her, and lucky guys. It was 10-1 odds. For $100, you're winning 1,000. So supposedly they won 5 of their bets, and that's up into like triple digits types of money, maybe 10 G's win over something like that. If you can do a parlay with 5 bets like that, you're gonna come out pretty happy. They were jumping around, lots of joy that night.
Yeah, they were jumping for joy, and as they should, because if you had a parlay with Pena, who was like, what was it, 1,000?
Yeah,
like 1,001 odds. like where? Okay, so if you put money on her, like, there's no chance she should win. Like, they gave her no chance.
No,
None.
man, yeah. Well, what happened? What happened to Nunes? Worst performance I've ever seen from her. She tapped to something that didn't even look locked in. It did not look below her chin. She didn't even try to fight it off once it went to the ground. What happened to her?
She accepted the position. It was almost as if she was looking for any excuse to not continue the fight.
Yeah.
Like, it was super surreal and weird. Like, it was just, I don't know if it was just a bad night at the office. Maybe that's it, but it didn't look like the Nunes that we're used to seeing.
No,
Seems like it didn't look like her at all.
I hate conspiracy theorists, and I hate when people say, "Oh, the fix is on," and I don't watch combat sports because it's all fixed and predetermined. And I've had to, slough guys off for years and say, just shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. But that to me was one of the moments where I wondered if there was a fix in there. If it was like, throw this, we'll have an immediate rematch. It'll blow it up. You're just beating everybody all the time. It's no good for the sport. I really actually can't think deep down inside my heart that the UFC would say that to her, but it just made me question, could that have been fixed?
It's a good question, because we've never seen a fight like that. Yeah. We haven't seen a fight like that, like, ever. Like, in 3-4 years, she's never fought like this. And it was like looking at somebody else fighting, to be honest with you. Like, it was like looking at somebody else fighting. And I still don't know what I was watching. Like, it looked like she almost didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She just didn't want to be there. Like, it was super weird.
She's rich she's rich all over. She's got millions of dollars. But do you think in Brazil, which is, had a lot of corruption, had a lot of tough things, do you think that someone could have came and convinced her that you hand me $100,000 to lose, and this is your payout. It's $1 million because it's 10-1 odds, $1 million, and I'll get a cut of whatever it is. And you throw this fight, and you're gonna double your money. 200,000, it's 2 million. 300,000, we're talking 3 million. The UFC runs the risk of this type of crap because they don't pay these fighters enough. And if somebody comes and says, hey, like, if you risk $500,000, you're going to win 5 million if you throw this. Like, it's starting to worry me at times because these fighters, most of them aren't paid enough. Champs like Amanda Nunes, she's probably been paid, tens of millions, maybe over her lifetime, but maybe not. I don't really know. It would be nice to know what her net worth is, but she's got a kid now. She's maybe start thinking about leaving the sport, and somebody comes with an offer like that. Yeah, maybe it's too hard to refuse. Maybe, even like cartel come and say, this is what's happening. If not, we're gonna harm your family. Like, I don't know, man. It was just, I've never seen a champion give up like that. And especially the Lioness, the greatest of all time female fighter. It just was bizarre. So bizarre.
It was bizarre. Like, it was surreal. It was bizarre. It just didn't even make any sense. Like, it was just, there was so many things that happened where I'm just like, what is going on? Like, it was odd, man. Yeah. It was odd. And then even when Pena sunk in the rear naked choke, and you lose that term, loosely sunk in, because it wasn't sunk in. No. I think she had it around her chin. Like, she should have been able to get out of that.
Yeah.
If she wanted to.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. She's a champion in another weight class, and that's great. She hasn't been defending the title very much lately on both sides. And, I don't know, man, it was just so bizarre. I guess, at some point everybody's beatable, but she hadn't been showing, a little bit of, she hadn't shown rust. She hadn't shown that she's losing it. She's been in too many wars. There hadn't been any examples that made us think that, this was a possibility. And good on Pena. If this was legitimate win, wow, fantastic. She's going to go down in history with one of the biggest, if not the biggest upset in the sport. And she'll be the champion for a little while. I would think an immediate rematch will have to be scheduled sometime early 2022 here.
Oh yeah, immediate rematch. So, okay, so if we do see the immediate rematch, which I'm pretty sure we will, what version do we see? Do we see that?
Yeah.
Or do we see the Lioness just come out and just wreck her? Like, I don't even know anymore. I don't really know. I don't know.
It's it was bizarre. I hate to rain on the parade, and it was great. We've seen some big upsets in history. We saw Matt Serra beat George St. Pierre, really massive upset. Ronda Rousey at the time was, everyone think she was unbeatable. Nobody's going to be able to take her out. Nunes definitely did. Holly Holm first, and then Nunes did. But this one really came right out of left field. You and I on our podcast a week ago were just like, no, Pena just really doesn't have a chance. No other women except Shevchenko's really ever had a chance. So but it was bizarre, that's for sure. All I can keep saying is it was just so I just didn't believe what I was witnessing with my eyes.
Yeah, I didn't either. I give all the credit to Pena in the world for winning the fight, but it wasn't like I was seeing this upgraded, ridiculous, godlike version of Pena fighting Nunes. I didn't see that either. So
yeah. Okay, what about the main event? Two guys really at the pinnacle of their career. I was excited beyond belief to see this fight. I just felt like this could go down as one of the greatest championship fights in history. And both guys were on meteoric rises. And but one that night was definitely by far the better fighter. Charles Oliveira really proved that he's been able to get to that level, and he was able to stay there, and really was the better fighter that night.
Yeah, he was, and he proved something else. He's extremely durable.
Yeah,
He got knocked down like a lot that first round. Like
early on.
He almost lost the fight right there.
Yeah,
like it was reminiscent to the last fight he just had against Chandler. Like it's like, oh my God, like he's in trouble.
Resilient, very resilient.
Very resilient, manages to get through that, and then all of a sudden dominates the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Poirier,
had him in trouble early, but just wasn't able to be the better man on the ground there, and Oliveira was able to back up that championship win, which a lot of people weren't expecting him to get. It took him 28 fights to get there. This was 27 for Dustin Poirier, and there was a lot of symmetry, and I thought, wow, he's gonna get his belt finally. I know he had an interim belt, but not the same undisputed. It was exciting fight for sure. But Oliveira remains the champ, and it's going to be hard to knock him off the perch.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I love the fact that Oliveira goes, well, you know what? I don't think the stand-up thing is working, so I'm just going to take him to the ground. And so he switched it up quick, especially in the second round. So it was a smart move on his part, obviously. It's mixed martial arts. You can fight a man in many different ways. And Charles Oliveira is exceptional at fighting everybody any different way that you want to fight him.
Yeah.
So
I really wish I would have met those guys before we sat down that night, because they, obviously had a good bookie, a good way of, putting their bets in and stuff. And I was, I think, 6 for 6 that night. The person I was betting against was you. And I kept winning and winning and winning and winning. I mean, I don't think I bought a drink for the last good 3 hours of my evening or so, and it ended up being pretty good. I wish we would have had a little higher stakes, but drinking free is always good.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, no problem. I thought I was gonna at least get one, but then go for an offer.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, fine.
Yeah. Well, it started out with money, and then it just turned into drinks. So I was fine with that. And then I won the ultimate, not breaking the seal. Man, I lasted a long time, and even all those free drinks kept coming, and I just, I don't know, I had superhuman bladder that night. It was amazing.
No, you really did, because I'm pretty good, and I couldn't do it anymore. I was like, nah, man, I'm probably gonna go to a hospital if I don't go. Like, I gotta go right now.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah. So, but friendly wager and $5 each, and turned into drinks, and I was kind of happy about that. It reduced the amount of money I was spending that night by quite a bit.
Yeah, it increased mine by quite a bit. So it was good.
Okay. Well, we'll have to do it again. You'll be able to get your revenge sometime in 2022.
Yes.
Okay, well, why don't we just highlight some of the big events, some of the other fights. Great battle between Jeff Neal and Santiago Ponzinibbio. I knew this was going to be an amazing battle, and it was razor thin, really, really, really close. Neal ended up getting that third round and getting his hand rates 29-28 on all 3 judges' scorecards. Great fight.
Oh, it was a great fight. Great fight against 2 ranked opponents, and like you said, it was so tight. It was so close. I thought Jeff Neal was going to have it because he just seemed a step, just like a little bit better, just a step faster in some of his in his attacks, his strikes, and everything else. But it was so close, man. Especially in the third round, where Ponzinibbio tried to make it dirty. make it more into a war, make it more into something where he could maybe catch him with something. But I thought that Jeff Neal's defense was tight.
Yeah.
And I thought his counters were crisp.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was a great performance from him. Against a very tough opponent that had been on a really good roll. So a huge victory for Neal in that welterweight division. And I see some very tough opponents coming his way, but I think he can handle it. He looked great, really great. The Kai Kara France knockout of Cody Garbrandt was amazing. He put Cody on skates, and Cody was just trying to fight for his life, but Kara France just was relentless. Wouldn't let up until he got his hand raised. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. I really like the fact that Kai Kara France really took it to him like that. My thing is, though, as I watched that fight, maybe him going down to that weight was too much.
125 stuff.
Yeah, like it was just too much. Like I think he was depleted, and I think when you lose too much weight, then you can weaken a lot of things, especially your chin.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I do question that. Maybe that was too much. And also too, when I saw him on the scales, he looked really dehydrated.
Yeah.
Like really, really dehydrated. So
yeah, it's I think it was too much. I think his he's been having a bit of difficulties. He's been in so many wars, that I think when he gets clipped, he definitely feels it and doesn't respond very well. And I think he thought that a weight class below, maybe the punches wouldn't affect him so much, but the guys that come out of that camp, City Kickboxing in New Zealand, a lot of tough guys coming out of there. He's going through wars, all the time, and that camp has had an amazing amount of good results in the last few years.
Yeah, they've done very, very well. They've trained their fighters very, very well, and they're reaping the benefits of all of that hard work, all of that for sure. But Cody, unfortunately, 1-5 in his last 6 fights.
Jeez, yeah,
not good. It's not good, man. So I don't know what his where he goes here, but if he doesn't win soon, he might be out of the UFC. Period.
Yeah, I could see them parting ways. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure where his contract status is. I'll have to look that up. But he's been searching for something. I don't think the 125 was the answer. So we'll see. We'll see what 2022 holds for Cody Garbrandt, former champ that's really on hard times right now. Yeah, struggling. Okay, the fight that's kicked off the main card was Sugar Sean O'Malley, another highlight reel knockout. He doesn't look like he could knock you out with the skinny arms that he has and the really lanky body, but he sure can light guys up, and another really good performance from Sugar Sean.
Yeah, he looked fantastic. He took apart Paiva. He just sniped him from distance, confused him with feints, switching his stances. Paiva didn't even know. I don't think he knew what was coming at him at any point in time in that fight.
No.
And then he just took him apart, sniped him from distance, hurt him badly, continued to keep hurting him until he got him out of there.
Yeah.
Very impressive win.
Amazing. Yeah. I think the sky's the limit for him. I think he's got the personality. He's been able to get really high real finishes, and I think we're gonna see some bigger and bigger opponents coming for him, and there'll be, I'm sure, a lot of ranked people coming, and we'll see if he can handle it once the competition steps up a bit. But yeah, he's sure been looking great. Okay, let's fly through the prelims. We were both we threw a bet down on Josh Emmett, Dan Ige. I was pretty confident in Emmett being able to be a bit better than Ige. You were like, hey, the guy names himself 50K. He's always getting those bonuses. So I was questioning it at times, but man, this was a really good close fight. But I think Emmett definitely won 2 rounds for sure.
Yeah, he did. He did. But I'll say for Ige, he definitely battled back in the second round though. Yep. Made a very good acquitting of himself in that second, because in the first he got hurt badly. Yeah. Definitely Emmett had the power advantage between the two. If there was an advantage, Emmett definitely had it. But for Dan Ige to fight himself back into that fight, I was pretty impressed by that.
Yeah, very impressed. Amazing. Yeah, Emmett had really beat him up pretty good in that first round, but yeah, great second round for Ige. But then Emmett came back and won that third round and took the decision. Dominic Cruz. A lot of people have wondered, if he still has his heart in it. He's broadcasting now. He's not fighting very often against a really tough opponent, Pedro Munoz. But Cruz looked good. His awkward style and the ability to come in and out, get the shots and escape without damage. Another impressive win for him. And it sort of seemed like one of the Dominic Cruz of old fights.
Yes, it did. But he was in trouble again in the first round. He had to show his warrior's heart, so to speak.
Sure.
After that first round, because Munoz almost had him out of there.
Yeah.
Almost. Yep. Super close to doing that. But then it was almost as if in the second and the third, Cruz had seen what he needed to see, so now he knew what to do.
Yeah.
And then Munoz really didn't hit him that much more after that. It was like that was his chance to take out Dominic Cruz. Didn't capitalize on it, and then he didn't have another chance after that.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Tai Tuivasa, another really highlight reel knockout from him. Got to do his shoey as usual. Love this guy. Fun personality.
Yes, he is awesome, and he's so exciting to watch because he just takes guys out, and then I think I'm more excited about the fact that, okay, when's he going to do the shoey? When's he going to do that? Oh, there it is. And it's awesome. But Augusto Sakai was no joke, tough fighter. And Tuivasa basically just took his time, hunted him down, hurt him, took him out.
Yeah. Great performance. Bruno Silva knocking out Jordan Wright to start the prelim card. When he cracked him behind the ear there, Jordan Wright was just all over. He tried his best to get back at it, but no chance at all. Big knockout there. Early prelims, they weren't really showing much. We got a win from Jillian Robertson, the Canadian. She got a submission win there. Ryan Hall got a win. Anything you want to mention on the early prelims card?
No, the only thing is that I think Ryan Hall's victory was pretty impressive against a veteran, a real vet against Derek Minner.
Yeah.
Because Ryan Hall he's not a fun guy to fight. That is not a fun fight at all.
No kidding. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah, it was a hell of a card. So many amazing things. The UFC decided that they were going to give out 6 performance bonuses. So $300,000. Oliveira got one for his title win over Poirier. Juliana Pena deserved one and got one over Amanda Nunes. Sean O'Malley, Kai Kara France, Tai Tuivasa, and Bruno Silva all won $50K bonuses. Uncle Dana was giving a little bit of Christmas presents out, it looked like.
Yeah, no, he gave out a lot of Christmas presents, which is good because Christmas is actually literally around the corner. So
yeah,
always good to have some extra cash.
Okay, couple of not so great news. American Top Team, they had a horrible night that night. 0-4. Dustin Poirier, Amanda Nunes, Santiago Ponzinibbio, and Pedro Munoz all lost. I was thinking they were all going to win probably, and I guess except Santiago, but man, holy cow, they had a tough night. That team's had a lot of champions, has had a phenomenal run recently, but tough when you go 0-4 on the night, especially in 2 title fights too.
Yeah, really tough. It's unfortunate that not one of their fighters could get a win. And it doesn't happen too often, not for that fight team, but it happened that night.
Yeah. The other bad news was that Michael Chiesa was injured as he tried to get into the octagon to celebrate his teammate Juliana Pena's victory. He ended up getting dragged out by the police, and Dana White said he just had partaken in a few too many beverages and got himself injured as he tried to celebrate. I don't know if he got arrested. I didn't hear that, but supposedly the police threw him out of the arena.
Yeah, that's it happens. It happens because he was a little deep in his cups, so to speak. So it happens.
There was sure a lot of people jumping on both Amanda Nunes and Dustin Poirier. A lot of people throwing a lot of jabs on social media to both of them. It was ugly this weekend.
Oh, really? I did not notice. I did not notice how bad it got for both of them.
Wow. Yeah, it was bad. Yeah, I could just go on and on and on for hours, but everybody was jumping on them and saying how much Nunes quit, and they were saying how Poirier, he doesn't have it anymore, and there's so many people were jumping on him. It was tough. So I'm glad you didn't get on the social media over the weekend, because I didn't like it. Jumping on them while they were down like that.
No. There's no need to pile on, and especially with Poirier, his performance. Now he just got beat. Beat by a better guy. Like I don't see anything wrong with his performance because he damn near almost won.
Yeah.
Like he was like right there.
Yeah.
Now Nunes, on the other hand, wow, that's another story altogether.
I know. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, well, we can put 269 to bed. That was a really fantastic card. Tons of great fights. Super glad we got together. Nice to see the boys and nice to have a fun night out. Had a blast and can't wait to do it. I think January 22nd. Good chance of doing it then. But we have a card this coming Saturday, the last card of 2021. There is a heavyweight tilt in the main event. We've got Derek Lewis against Chris Daukaus. I'm really excited about this one. Daukaus has looked phenomenal since his UFC debut recently. Lewis is always ready to fight, and he's got that one punch knockout power, the beast. This will be a fun one.
Yeah, no, it will be a great fight. Looking forward to it. The Black Beast is always super entertaining. I love what that man has to say. So it should be a great fight, great main event.
Can't wait. Yeah. Wonder Boy fights Bilal. Remember the name Muhammad. That'll be great. Ricky Simone against Rafael Assunção. Cub Swanson against Darren Elkins. That's going to be a war. Those two guys are always in wars. That's kicking off the main card. I'm glad the matchmakers put these two guys together.
Yeah, that's just excitement in the octagon, putting those two together, because Darren is going to bleed and Cub's going to help him bleed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So tons of great fights on the card. It's going to be a fun night. Last card of the year. I will be over on the island watching it with my father and my girlfriend and whoever else, and I'll be enjoying myself. You might be heading out to go see friends and family yourself out in Abbotsford, I guess. Yeah, I will be heading out that way for sure. Nice. I'm looking forward to this Christmas to actually see everybody that I wanted to see that I couldn't see last Christmas because of the pandemic. So I'm looking forward to the time off. I'm most certainly looking forward to the end of this week. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it can't come soon enough. I think everybody's doing the countdown, and it'll be really, really nice to be finally done. We're going to take a little hiatus. We're going to be off for a couple weeks from the podcast. give ourselves some time to be with friends and family, and then kick it back up in the new year. But yeah, this has been a phenomenal year of UFC. Really incredible fights. So fun to break them down with you. So fun to get together and watch them with you. Man, I can't remember a year that's been this great for the UFC. I think it's a banner year, and it just keeps getting better all the time, I think.
Yeah. It's been a great year of fights. A lot of memorable fights for sure. And I look forward to more in the new year.
Yeah. Were you able to see the Lomachenko fight? I recorded it. I got to watch it. He looked phenomenal. Got a knockdown in the 7th round. Dominated the fight. 119, 111 on 2 of the cards, and I think 117, 113 on the other. And yeah, just really looked absolutely phenomenal, like he normally always does. And it was a good performance. I was impressed.
Well, it's Lomachenko. Yeah, you're going to be impressed watching that man fight. There was just, like once he was fighting and he just kept going up and up in weight, there would have to be a time where he couldn't do it anymore. Sure. And that's when he ran into Lopez. And I guess that was his limit. That was it right there. But when he came back down, Richard Comey, great fighter, but Lomachenko's, he's a little bit better.
Yeah. So who's next? Who's next for Lomachenko? There's been lots of talk about a lot of different possibilities, but who would you like to see him fight?
I think he's in that weight category. Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
That would be a great fight.
Nice.
I just like that fight. That would be awesome to see him go up against that guy. I would love to see that, if that would be a possibility.
There's lots of talk about him fighting George Kambosos Jr., going to Australia and trying to get that shot. Do you think that happens?
That could happen because he just beat Lopez Teofimo. So that is definitely a possibility that he could get the belt back and then maybe do it again with Teofimo, trying to get his belts back. So possibilities are there. There's a lot of fights to be made for Lomachenko because, well, he's Lomachenko. So a lot of possible fights.
Yeah, a lot of good fights on Saturday night as well in the boxing world. I was happy that they were showing them on TV so I could record them. I came back late that night and watched them, and a little bit in the morning too. And yeah, it was an amazing night for the combat world. Incredible title fights, and Vegas was a rocking on Saturday night. It was incredible there for the mecca of the fighting world.
Yeah, no, Vegas was definitely rocking. It's good to see that Vegas is back on, so to speak, and plugged back in. So good stuff.
Amanda Nunes, how did she lose? The queen of the jungle, 12 fight win streak, 10 finishes, 14 wins in that division, 9 UFC title fights in her career, 7 KOs, 6 wins over current or former UFC champions, just on and on and on and on. The greatest of all time, and she did not look like that night.
No, she didn't look like that at all. She didn't. She just looked off. Like it just, I don't know. It was just the worst version of Amanda Nunes we've ever seen. So, and I don't know what that means for her future. I don't know if it was just an off night. But I guess once she gets her immediate rematch, which we believe that she will get, we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, let's turn to NFL. We just finished watching the Monday Nighter. Barn burner, a really amazing matchup between the top team in the NFL, record-wise. Arizona Cardinals still rocking along at 10-2, and the LA Rams coming in just to trying to narrow that gap in that NFC West division, and hell of a great battle. The Cards almost pulled off a miracle. They got an onside kick in the last minute, but they got a couple penalties, pushed him back. And then how does the game end? With another Aaron Donald sack of Kyler Murray. And the Rams have crept into within one game in that division, pushed the Cards from first in the conference down to the third seed. Amazing win for the Rams.
Yeah, that was a great win by the Rams. They took it to the Cardinals. They beat them in a game that was a must win, I think, for the Rams. And they did it. They managed to do it. Even when the Cardinals did recover that onside kick, which was just miraculous. It literally was. It went between two Rams players, the ball.
Yeah.
And it landed perfectly for the Cardinals. So you're thinking to yourself, this is a great setup, but they botched it. They botched how they went about going through the progressions for that last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Like you said, why didn't Kyler spike the ball there? 8 seconds left when he took the last snap. They didn't have a play call. They were just gonna wing it, and he ran around a little bit, but got taken down by the beast, who was Aaron Donald. 3 sacks tonight by him, and showing himself why he's one of the best defensive players in the league. And the Rams, got to be one of the favorites when they got somebody like that on their anchor in their defense.
Yeah, they do. And then they got the stud in the back in the secondary with Jalen Ramsey. So they're looking good right now. Rams are looking good. Offense is looking good. And they're dangerous. They can beat the top teams. They have the ability to do that. And they showed that tonight against the Cardinals.
And it wasn't just their defense. Their offense was great. Matthew Stafford, another phenomenal game, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp had a phenomenal game, career high 13 catches, 123 yards and a touchdown. Odell Beckham had a great game, 6 catches, 77 yards and a TD. And Van Jefferson had the other touchdown. Sony Michel ran the ball 20 times. And their offense looked really good. The Cards had 2 picks. Kyler Murray threw 2 picks, and they went for it on 4th down twice and were stopped by that Rams defense. That was definitely the reason why the Rams got the victory.
Yeah, their defense stepped up, held Kyler Murray in check, so to speak. Got the win. Got a big win.
Huge win, massive. Really, changed the outlook on that. On that NFC. Now the number 1 seed in the NFC is the Green Bay Packers, fresh off another Sunday night win over the Chicago Bears. Aaron Rodgers looked great again, and they now they're first in the East after losing horribly game 1. Now they're just running the table, looking like a phenomenal juggernaut. And look out. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with, especially at Lambeau Field there.
Oh yeah, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. They're looking great. The Packers D kept Fields off balance for most of the second half, for sure. Rodgers, 29 to 37, 341 yards, 4 TDs. He's had a monster. He had a monster.
Yeah.
And then Adams too, his favorite receiver. 10 receptions, 121 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Jesus, yeah. That combination is just phenomenal. Adams, probably the best receiver in the game, and Aaron Jones also got a touchdown. AJ Dillon had a lot of carries. He threw a touchdown to Lazard, one to Aaron Jones, got a touchdown on the ground and through the air. That offense is very hard to beat.
Yeah, they're prolific. It's a prolific offense with an MVP caliber quarterback running it. So
Fields was just running for his life most of the game. There was one play late in the game, though. They did an onside kick and recovered it and ran it back for a touchdown. And they said, no, you can't advance the ball. Great. You've got the ball, your possession. But I'm like, what the hell is that rule? Why does the NFL have so many stupid rules to take the fun out of the game? It's no fun league, is just rearing its ugly head all the time. And why the hell would they not allow you to advance when you get an onside kick recovery. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is kind of baffling because it should be that you have the opportunity to score. And if you can't score, if you get tackled, like, cause like, that's usually how it works. Right. So I've never understood that rule. I never have.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever will.
The same thing happened on a muffed punt. One of the games yesterday, the guy muffed the punt. The other team recovered, ran it in for a TD. Nope, you can't advance it. Once you get it, it's there. I was just like, Jesus, what the hell is this? I saw 3 times yesterday, an illegal man downfield. I'm like, why can't you let a big guy run a little bit? There was a little bit of chaos happening in the backfield, and I think it was Russell Wilson. He was scrambling out of trouble, and one of the big guys ran like a yard or 2 past where he was supposed to. I'm like, why would you not let a guy run? Like, he's 400 pounds. He needs to run a little bit to keep himself in shape. And you're like, nope, he's downfield too far. Marching back 10 yards. Like, why would they even put a dumb rule like that in? What is the point of that?
I guess what they're thinking is that you can't have too many receivers out there on the field, too many eligible receivers, I guess. But it's a big man. It's not like he has like hands of gold out there. You know what I mean?
No, not going to be throwing to that guy. No, when I've got Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, I think I'm going to be tossing to those guys, not my linemen. So, man, I was so frustrated. There was a taunting penalty yesterday that just killed me too. It actually caused the Cincinnati Bengals to lose the game against the Chargers, and it was brutal. It was ridiculous. The guy got the ball, intercepted the ball, and he just pointed at the guy as he was running by. Yahoo! And penalty. Now the other team got a first down and won the game. And these taunting penalties, just every week I'm seeing them, and I'm thinking, like, the offensive player is allowed to celebrate. He gets the ball, he goes like this, first down, he jumps around. As soon as the defensive guy decides to celebrate, taunting, see ya, boom. It's maddening. Like, I really honestly think that the NFL is going to lose millions of fans over the next few years because of all these dumb rules.
Yeah, and it's a weird double standard where the defense gets punished for celebrating, where the offense doesn't. Yeah. They don't really get punished at all. So I don't understand why that is. I don't understand why they're doing it like that. I think they need to change the way that they officiate the taunting rule. I honestly believe that they should be doing that or looking into that, because some of these penalties are just ridiculous.
Oh my God. Ridiculous. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. They're taking out hitting in the game. They're taking out the fun in the game. They're taking out fans in this game. And there's so many options for people to watch. Guys are always getting grief from their wives because they're watching football all Sunday and they're not giving them family time. And, you got to just see this stuff. The product is worsening. The athletes are getting better. We're seeing amazing plays all the time, but the product is worsening and worsening. And they're going to lose fans. It's going to be tough. The league that has lost a massive amount of fans is the CFL. They had their Grey Cup on Sunday. A friend of mine texted me and he said, it's just old white men that are watching this sport anymore. There's nobody else watching the CFL. They lost an entire season because of COVID. They had a great game on Sunday, an amazing showcase of a great game. And usually the Grey Cups are better than the Super Bowls. They're competitive. They're fun. This game went into overtime and it was really, really a fun game. But I don't think that many people were watching, unfortunately.
I didn't even know it was on. No, I'm serious. I got reminded, and I was like, I was basically with our coworker Lyle in the truck, and he goes, "Yeah, did you realize the Grey Cup was on?" I go, "When?" I didn't know. I didn't know. I wasn't literally paying any attention, and I think that's kind of a problem. You know, like that's not good. It's one of our Canadian sports, and if none of us are paying attention to it, that's not good at all.
No. I watched a ton of the pregame, and it really started reinforcing the Canadiana. I love seeing how many people travel from all over the country. They support their Eskimos, the Stampeders, the Riders, all over, and they converge. They converged on Hamilton, where the game was. I've been to lots and lots of Grey Cups over the years, and it's a really good time. But they've really messed up this league, and they've lost a huge generation of football fans. People love football in the US. High school, college, and NFL is just massive. Football is massive down there, and it's crazy how minimized it has become here, to where it's a fringe sport, really.
Yeah, it has become that. People aren't paying any attention anymore. Like, we just, and I think obviously the pandemic didn't do them any favors. It made it worse, like, because like now there was a year where there was no CFL, there was no football. Yeah. So it wasn't in anybody's eye. Like, so now that it's come back, it's really hasn't gotten back into people's eyes.
Yeah. A friend of mine also told me that they are considering doing 4 downs now instead of 3. There was a lot of talk the previous year about merging with the XFL. I think maybe it's time that they become a feeder league, a G league like the NBA has, to the NFL. I think the product probably would improve. We would probably get a lot more guys that are trying to showcase their talents to get in the NFL, and the Canadian players would just have to fight their way onto the rosters like they do in the NFL. I think it's time maybe to make a big shift in the game and become a feeder league to the NFL.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, because I think the one thing that we do lack up north for this league is talent. I think we lack talent. So that would increase our talent pool for the CFL if that were to happen. And that might increase the watchability of the game here.
Yeah. 108th Grey Cup, but not that many people were watching. They had a phenomenal halftime show. They had a lot of fun. They really made you proud to be a Canadian when you're watching it, but serious troubles there. And professional football, to me, is in trouble. It's getting bad. When they had those concussions lawsuit, and they started taking away the hitting aspect of the game, I knew it was going to diminish the game quite a bit. But I don't know, man. I sure hope it doesn't go the direction that it seems to be heading, and it's not fun for me to have to be mad all the time. I just want to be laughing, celebrating, enjoying amazing plays, and watching the game how it should be played. So okay, let's talk about some of these division leaders still in the NFC. Tampa Bay, defending Super Bowl champions, obviously. Another big victory on Sunday. Tom Brady setting records as always. The guy is just shockingly amazing. I know that it bugs you to have to talk about him and give him credit, but another 363 yards, another amazing performance. They were kicking the out of the Bills early and let the Buffalo come back and actually force overtime, but Tom threw a great TD pass in overtime to get a win. They're sitting up there 10-3, second in the conference, and looking to defend their championship.
Yeah, they're looking great, of course, because Brady's just awesome. So it's really hard to win a game if you let a team go up 24-3 in the first half. Kind of hard to win the game. But to the Bills' credit, they tied up that game. They forced overtime. And they gave themselves a chance to win.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, that is Tom Brady on the other side there. And he's like, well, hey, impressive. You gave yourself a chance to win. Now I'm going to crush you. I'm going to crush you. And that's what he did.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, he's now 33-3 in his career against the Bills. They had a list of guys that he's beat, quarterbacks that he's faced against Buffalo. These are the guys. Okay, so we got Josh Allen, Derek Anderson, Tyrod Taylor, Kyle Orton, Thad Lewis, EJ Manuel, Trent Edwards, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Kelly Holcomb, JP Usman, Drew Bledsoe, Rob Johnson, and Alex Van Pelt are all victims of Tom Brady. And 33-3. That is owning a franchise. That is owning a team. Holy cow. When I saw those numbers, I guess I wasn't shocked, but wow, poor Buffalo. Every time Brady comes in there, it's not going well.
No, it's not going well. You know what? Now that you've just said that, I wonder actually how many teams have a winning record against him.
Yeah.
Like it's probably a very, very short list.
I would say none. I would say none. I don't think so. No.
I don't think that exists. I don't think so, because he's that good. And I still can't believe I say it when I say it, that he's going for his eighth Super Bowl.
Yeah.
8th.
Amazing.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, he has these weapons. We talk about Godwin and Evans and Gronk. Fournette's been great on the ground, but Brashad Perriman becomes the hero in overtime. He hadn't caught a ball all game long, and suddenly Tom's like, let's call Brashad. Let's get him some glory. 58-yard pass down the sideline. Boom, touchdown, game over. Man, like Tom Brady, makes guys careers. Look at Gronk, look at all these guys. But yeah, good on him to say, why don't we throw it to this guy? Nobody's even going to probably cover them. Boom, let's do it. And they went on a spectacular play in the end.
Yeah, because that's what he does. He's just like, you know what? I don't think hey, you, what's your name again? Perriman? Is it Perriman? Anyways, I'm going to pass you the ball. Catch it. Okay, you got it, Tom.
Okay. Yeah. No doubt at all. That was his 700th passing touchdown of his career. Wow.
That is so ridiculous. That number that you just said, 700. Nope. Okay, so no other quarterback's gonna get there. Okay, no. These are now records that are just gonna stand for like the next, I don't know, couple decades.
Yeah.
Decades.
The other thing that blew me away that I heard a stat on Sunday was Tom Brady has thrown the most passes in the NFL this year at 46 years old, and he's been sacked the least. And he can't even run. So obviously they got an amazing offensive line, and he knows how to get rid of the ball to his weapons. The most passes and the least sacks, like that's a recipe for success.
Yes, it is. And like you just said, he's the oldest quarterback out there.
By far, by years.
Far.
Years and years and years. Yeah.
Years and years. Like the man has a golden arm that just won't quit. Everybody else's arm gets used up at some point, but this guy's like, arm's still good. Probably could just pass with my left too if I wanted to. Won't.
That was his 10th touchdown. When he ran the ball, in for a touchdown. That tied Jerry Rice for the most touchdowns scored after turning 40 years old. So another Jerry Rice record's gone by the wayside to the old GOAT to the new GOAT. And look out, people. The Bucs are firing on all cylinders. And I think easily they could repeat as Super Bowl champions again.
Yeah. Well, and he made sure that that all the teammates would come back. He restructured his deal, made sure that it was better so that everybody else could get their deals done. And then everybody's like, well,
Brilliant.
Tom's coming back. So, I guess I'm good. Yeah, I'll come back.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, that must have been great for that general manager, man. That must have been the best offseason of his life. Just holy cow, I'm the defending Super Bowl champions and every guy's willing to sign. Oh my God, that's probably never happened to a championship team in the history of sports, really.
Probably not, but I know that he's probably just smoking a huge stogie going, man, that was easy.
Yeah.
That was not hard at all. That was super easy.
Amazing. Yep. Okay, the other division leader right now in the NFC is the Dallas Cowboys. And they were absolutely dominating Washington. They were up 24-0. And they let Washington come all the way back, make it an interesting game. But Dallas is still rocking along, 8-4, 3-game lead in their division, looking like they easily are gonna take that division, and just did enough to win. The only thing that I can say about this game was Mike McCarthy guaranteed a win, and it put a lot of pressure on him and the team. And Jerry Jones decided to fly in all the Dallas Cowboys benches into Washington with their logos all over it, just to, I don't know, just be Jerry and sort of say, no, your benches suck. Get them out of here. We're bringing our own benches in for our players. And kind of a snub. And I had never seen an owner do that, but that's what he did.
Yeah, that's what he did. And Jerry's going to do Jerry stuff like that. And you know what? If you're going to do that or show up any organization, I think that's an easy one to do with Washington, with all the stuff that's going on with their organization at this point in time. I'm sure they were just like, you know what? You're right. Our benches do suck. You should bring your own.
Yeah. He probably would have asked them, and they're like, yeah, no, we got crappy ones. Go ahead, bring them. Yeah, we don't mind.
No, we don't mind. We're okay. We're okay with it.
Yeah. So, are you thinking Dallas, can compete with these upper echelon teams that we've already talked about?
I think they can. But like, they have to play at their best to compete with them. Like if they have any drop off or any fallout from any of their top players offensively, they can't win. Right. They can't win. So they need all hands on deck, so to speak.
The Washington actually sits in the 7th position in the wild card right now, but lots of teams are same record as them, chasing them in the hunt. I don't know. Taylor Heineke got hurt. Don't know the severity yet. Kyle Allen had to come in and do mop-up duty. They're lacking in a lot of areas, so I don't really expect them to be there at the end. But they've fallen into the 7th position. The last team in the NFC that's in a playoff position currently is the San Francisco 49ers, and they had a phenomenal win. It was a really, really, really fun game to watch. I loved it a lot. Jimmy G ended up having a great game, came through in the end. George Kittle was his weapon, 13 catches a game, and big win, 26-23 over the Bengals. The Niners looked really good. I loved this game. One of my favorite games of the weekend to watch.
Yeah, great game. Garoppolo played well, 27-41, 296 yards and 2 TDs. But you know who had a horrible game? Darius Phillips for the Bengals. 2 muff punts directly led to 10 points from the 49ers, which ultimately cost the Bengals the game.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that was rough. The one just hit him right in the face mask. He couldn't even, he was up a little bit too much, and boom. Yeah. The other one, he just fully muffed, and not a good performance. I don't think we'll see him returning punts next week, directly contributing to a big loss for the Bengals, because that hurts their playoff chances. Brandon Ayuk, that game-winning touchdown was masterful, tiptoeing along the sideline and diving in. Really good play. This guy's a great player, and that was a huge walk-off moment. Even though it took a few minutes to review, that was the game-winning score.
Yeah. They got two studs in Ayuk and Samuel. Like the 49ers have some two studs there that they should never let go.
Yeah.
They should continue to keep paying those men money.
Yeah.
Because those guys are awesome.
They're using Samuel quite a bit in the backfield now. 8 carries, 37 yards and a touchdown there. And and like I said, Kittle, 13 catches, 151 yards and a touchdown. Man, he's got sure hands. Like, you throw it up for that guy and he's bringing it down.
Yeah. Like he reminds me a little bit of Gronkowski. Like, he's just sure-handed. You get it anywhere in his airspace, he's going to come down with the football.
Yeah. Joe Burrow had a phenomenal game. Cincinnati, fun to watch. Really up and coming team. Maybe not, quite yet putting all the pieces together, but fun to watch. I like Burrow, and I think his combination of him and Jamar Chase, former college teammates, he throws it up for Jamar. He's another guy that's bringing it down and in a spectacular fashion.
Yeah, like that combination of quarterback and receiver, Jamar and Burrows, is going to be something that we're going to be astounded by for years to come. Like, they're just fantastic, dynamic duo to watch play the game.
I agree. Okay, let's turn to the AFC quick. Let's talk about the number 1 team in the conference, New England Patriots. Even though Tom Brady's gone on to better pastures in Tampa Bay, New England's number 1 overall. How shocked is the world that the Patriots are the top team in the AFC again after one down year?
Well, you should be pretty shocked, because there's no way that you would have thought that they could pull off what they've done this year. Yeah. But the hoodie has worked some magic this year, some serious mojo hoodie magic.
Yeah.
And I guess it wasn't just Tom. I guess he had a little bit of something to do with it as well.
Yeah. It's hilarious when people were saying, no, it was all Brady because he won the Super Bowl this last year. And I'm like, no, you guys are forgetting. Definitely Belichick's the best coach to ever live. So, don't count those guys out already. That's pretty ridiculous that you're saying it was all Brady. No, it was not.
No, it absolutely was not. And he's proven it. He's proving it right now as we speak. He's proving it.
Patriots play the Colts and on Saturday. We've got a couple Saturday matchups this coming week. The Raiders play the Browns in the early afternoon window, 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern, and the Patriots play the Colts on the Saturday nighter, 5:20 kickoff there. So that'll be fun to watch, I'm sure. Tennessee got amazing news. They're our 2nd seed in the AFC. Derrick Henry will be back for the playoffs, they say.
Oh, how? What?
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't even make any sense. I know that he can heal quickly, but he's not Wolverine. Like, what the heck is going on?
No, he's Wolverine. Yeah,
he is.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, they said for sure that he would be out for the rest of the season, rest of the year.
Yeah.
And for him to actually be able to come back and play is, wow. I'm shocked.
Amazing.
I'm overjoyed for the team, but I'm super shocked.
Absolutely incredible. Yeah, so great and good for them. They've definitely been decimated with injuries, and he's their star, and great for them. It shakes up the whole AFC, and if they can keep it up, look out. And he'll be rested as well. So I think he's going to be seeing the ball about 30 to 40 times a game if he can make it back for these playoffs.
Oh yeah. They're going to feed the beast, that's for sure. And if he can perform like he was performing before he left with the injury, then Tennessee is going to be very, very tough to handle.
Yeah. Okay, Kansas City, rocking right now. Just have been able to come on like gangbusters. Absolutely blew out the Raiders 48-9. Third straight game, they've only allowed 9 points. In the first 7 games of the season, they averaged about 29 points a game they were allowing, and now it's down to about 10 points a game the last 6. But the story that everyone's talking about is, for some dumb reason, the dumb Raiders decided to go and dance on the logo pregame, and the very first play of the game, Josh Jacobs stripped the ball, fumble, picked up 6 points the other way, and it just did not get even any better for the Raiders the whole entire game. I don't know who is the culprit that said, let's go to the logo and dance here, but obviously what a horrific move, and the Chiefs made him pay for it.
Yeah. It's just, whenever anybody goes and dances on the logo or disrespects the logo, it usually never goes well for that said team. It just doesn't. So why poke the bear, and why poke the Chiefs, especially when they're rolling right now? They're winning games. Like, you're just asking for them to just go, wow, okay, well, we're just going to do an offensive explosion and we're going to blow you out and we're going to embarrass you, which is exactly what they did.
Yeah. The Chiefs turned their season around when they made a trade and got Melvin Ingram. Around the same time, Chris Jones came back from injury, and man, has that defensive line just been almost impenetrable, and just holy cow, they've turned the fortunes around. The Chiefs had such a bad start, 2-4. They've won 6 in a row now, and they're just awesome on both sides of the ball. And we're seeing a collision course again. Tampa and Kansas City. Could it be for a third year in a row?
Possibly. I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen. And if it does happen, I'm pretty sure Mahomes is going to be like, well, last time I did everything superhumanly possible, couldn't do it. Hopefully this time my teammates helped me out a bit.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. So many weapons on KC. Nobody had a phenomenal night, but they ran the ball quite a bit, gave running plays to so many backs, so many guys out there, and another big win, 9-4, and looking like the front runners in that division now. Baltimore also leads their division, but were dealt a massive blow. Lamar Jackson was taken out, hurt with a bad sprained ankle. It was not good. It was on a sack that he was trying to avoid. It wasn't when he was out trying to run like he does. But they're dealt a massive blow if he's out anytime. The rest of that AFC North is gonna probably pass them if he's gone for a game or two.
It was a bad injury, because they need Lamar Jackson if they want to go forward in the playoffs or do any sort of damage, so to speak. It was a shame because of just the way, even the nature of how he got hurt. It was kind of, your same pedestrian. Okay, he got sacked, whatever, but then just the way that his ankle kind of folded up on him. No good.
They were tough, yeah. Tyler Huntley came in and played pretty well, but he's little Lamar Jackson, and they lost to the Browns, a big divisional 24-22 loss. I guess we'll keep on top of what's happening there and see if he can come back. Good on Baltimore, but if not, look out. The Browns are going to chase them down. The Bengals are going after them, even the Steelers. So we'll see how it shakes down. The wild card is right now the Chargers. There was a throw yesterday from Justin Herbert. I think it was in 67 yards to Jalen Guyton. What an arm. It just looked like one of the prettiest passes I've ever seen. And man, that guy is an MVP candidate, in my opinion. Austin Eckler and him, two amazing weapons, and they're pretty solid right now in a good wild card position in the 5th place.
Yeah, and they look great. They look great against the Giants, who did not look great. They got they don't they got this guy back there who's trying to play quarterback, Lennon. Yeah, he's that's nothing that you need to worry about. And I think the Chargers knew that, so they're just like, okay, I think we got this one, boys, and they sure did.
Yeah,
Herbert looked fantastic. 23-31, 275, 3 touchdowns, and just took it to him, man.
Yeah, they sure did. Yeah, amazing. Yep. Indy is the only team we haven't mentioned. They're sitting currently in the 6th seed, but there's so many teams chasing them. Buffalo's back down in 7th now, but they both sit at 7-6. Also at 7-6 are the Cleveland Browns, Cincinnati Bengals, and the Denver Broncos. Have to mention Demaryius Thomas. Tons of tributes to him. He tragically lost his life at the age of 33 this past week. Supposedly he had a massive seizure and passed away in his shower. And there was a ton of tributes to him. One of the best receivers to ever put on the Broncos uniform. And Peyton Manning was there. Lots of old Broncos. A lot of tributes when they scored touchdowns, when they got interceptions. They went and put the football on his number. His number was adorned on their helmets and all through the stadium. And tragedy losing a guy that had such an amazing career and only 33 years old.
Yeah, it's absolute tragedy, because it was so unexpected for him to lose his life at such a young age. And it's you don't expect anybody of that athletic caliber to lose their life over something like that, but it happens. It can happen to anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was it was tough. Pretty emotional, a lot of these guys. And look up Demaryius Thomas if you haven't seen his statistics. One of the greatest football players to ever live. Had an amazing Super Bowl. The year they didn't win, the year they did win, they didn't use him a lot, but I think he had 13 catches in the one Super Bowl. And Peyton Manning was with him a couple of years, said he's one of the greatest players that they ever played with. Okay, so yeah, I mean, that sort of shapes up the whole entire football picture, both NFC, AFC, the top 7 teams, and a few of the teams in the hunt. We've got a phenomenal game on Thursday, Chiefs and Chargers. Man, I'm looking forward to that one. I think that's going to be an offensive shootout. As I said, the 2 games on Saturday, and a lot of great games on Sunday as well. And starting to get down to the nitty gritty. We are, going to have week 15 upon us already. Can you believe it?
No, I cannot. It has gone by so fast. And here we are again, about to enter the playoffs and see some playoff magic, and see who can rise to as a cream of the crop, so to speak, in the playoffs. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to these last couple of weeks, and then as we head into the playoffs and see what that looks like.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, man. Well, that covers the NFL. We just need to touch a little bit on the NBA. Steph Curry was going for the NBA 3-point record tonight. And what do you say? Did he get it?
I don't think he got it. Did he get it?
One short.
Yeah, he didn't get it.
1 3-pointer short. 5 3-pointers tonight in Golden State's 102-100 victory over the Indiana Pacers. He falls 1 short of tying Ray Allen for the most 3-pointers of all time. And last week, I predicted that he was going to do it in Madison Square Garden. And guess where he's going to do it tomorrow night?
Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
of course.
The Mecca, the most famous arena on the planet. It's kind of aligned. If he's not going to do it at home, he might as well do it there. The anticipation tonight on him getting it was sort of made even the Indiana fans just like, who cares who wins? Just, I want to see Curry get this record. Everybody didn't even put their phone in their pocket. They were just waiting for Curry to score, and he just fell one shy. So he could do it, and I think it was predestined that he was going to do it in New York at Madison Square Garden.
Well, once he does do it, regardless of when, like, obviously, you know what, he's going to do it in Madison Square Garden. I wonder how much is that basketball going to be worth?
Yeah. Okay.
Because you know he's taking that basketball home, right?
Yeah.
That's his now.
Exactly. Yeah. Did you hear how much Bill Russell's memorabilia fetched?
Okay. Shaq said on TV that nobody was going to outbid him for his 11 championship rings.
Yeah.
Did Shaq get the 11 rings?
Well, I guess at the time, I don't know if anybody said to Shaq that his 11 rings were up for auction, but maybe he assumed, maybe somebody made a mistake, but only 2 of his rings were actually up for auction, his first and his last. And nobody said that Shaq got the bids, but Shaq said nobody will outbid me. So I would say guaranteed they're in his possession, and he got the first and last. $7.4 million was raised for charity from the auction for all the other items that were put up there. And Bill Russell has been just a phenomenal philanthropist, an amazing social activist. And this is another example of a guy that never made a huge amount of money playing the sport, but still being able to give back millions and millions and millions of dollars to the charities. And just an awesome move. And yeah, really cool to see that it fetched that much money.
Yeah, it's just great to see that a person of his caliber was willing to do that to further whatever charity that he wanted to support. And it's just a testament to just how great a man that he is, because he is that guy.
Yeah,
he's always been that guy. So
great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so great. The auction led off with the very last jersey that he ever wore during his NBA career. That was in Game 7 of the '69 NBA Finals against the Lakers. $1.1 million that fetched. Pretty awesome. His rings were the Boston Celtics championship ring in '57 and '69. The 57 ring came first, and it was $705,000, a record price for any basketball related championship ring. And his last championship ring in '69 was $558,125. And yeah, I think Shaq will probably prominently display them tomorrow night when we're watching Steph Curry break the record.
Yeah. You know what? He would do that. So, well, I guess then we'll know that if he got him or not.
Yeah.
We'll know for sure if he got him or
not. Bill Russell's 87 years old. He also put up all 5 of his MVP awards, and they sold for a combined total of $1.3 million. His 1956 Olympic gold medal was put up, $587,500. Just on and on and on and on. MVP awards, Hall of Fame ring, his 50 greatest players ring, jerseys, his 20,000th rebound that he got, the game ball, got 111,000. His 10,000th point, his rookie card sold for $76,000. On and on and on, man. Just holy cow! I would have loved to be rich that day and being able to get a lot of those items and just put them prominently behind me and know that they would have been probably the most prized possession that I had ever got in my life. Lucky Shaq, obviously hardworking guy that's made a lot of money, but pretty cool. A lot of really amazing groups were supported. Let's see, one's called Mentor, a nonprofit group that connects young people with adults for helping with career opportunities. The Boston Celtics United for Social Justice, the Kobe Bryant Foundation, that's called the Mamba and Mambacita. So many of them benefited from this selfless act. And yeah, I don't know how many people would, win all that and be willing to part with it and not pass it on to your family. Incredible, just an incredible, amazing move by Bill Russell.
Yeah, it is. And I think he just sees the bigger picture of what it can provide.
Yeah.
It's just things, but the money can provide something more.
Yeah.
So that's why he did it. And not everybody can do that because not everybody's Bill Russell.
No, exactly. Yeah. KD got 51 last night, became the second player in the NBA this year to go over the half century mark. Steph Curry is the only other. His first 50-point game in a Nets jersey. And man, he was on fire last night. I watched a lot of that game, and yeah, nobody could stop him at all.
Well, you know what? It's for KD, once he gets going, it's like nobody's there. Like, it's like, oh, you can try to block my shot. You won't. You can try to, make me miss. You won't. Like, and when he's on, he's on. Like, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do.
Amazing, yeah. Raptors are playing well. Got a big victory tonight. Rockets are playing really incredibly well. Had a big victory over the Hawks tonight. Yeah, really fun. Lots of amazing things to watch in the NBA. Nets are first in the East, and Chicago's second, but Chicago has been hit by COVID. 9 of their 15 players on their roster have had to enter COVID protocol, so they've had to cancel or postpone 3 of the Bulls games this week until they get healthy and back out of it. One of the games was against the Raptors, but sitting second in the East, but 9 of their 15 guys in COVID protocol. Pretty tough.
Yeah, I guess they went out for dinner, so that happens. You know what? I think this is just one of those things we're just, as fans, we're just going to get used to. And, like that, like the organizations that these players play for are going to also get used to it, because it's just like, all right, well, that happened. Okay, we got to reschedule.
Yeah. The other team that I wanted to mention out of the East is the Cavs. They've won 4 in a row, and they're looking phenomenal. They've been able to assemble a roster that not a lot of people had big high hopes for, but looking great, and yeah, really solidifying themselves as a force in the East. Playing
better than anybody thought they would at this point in time. They're playing very well. And they're playing even with the fact that I think they're missing their point guard, Colin Sexton. I believe he's out with an injury.
Yeah.
So it's they're doing well, and hopefully they can continue to keep playing well.
Yeah. Okay. Turn to the West. The Suns are playing right now. They're facing the Clippers. That's a fun game. I'm gonna have that on in the background in a sec. Warriors are sitting second, basically dead heat. Suns are 21-4, Warriors are 22-5. Actually, the top 9 teams in the West are coming off wins and looking strong. It's starting to separate the haves from the have-nots. Jazz, Grizzlies, Clippers, Lakers, Mavs, and Nuggets are all really solidified in playing good basketball. And the Rockets, they went from 1-17 to now 9-18. They've won 8 out of their last 9. Don't know how they've been able to pull this off, but man, they are they're just shocking the world. They had such a horrible start that it might be impossible to catch all the way back up, but winning 8 out of 9 after only winning one of your first 18, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's unexpected for sure. But like they're a young team, so they have a very short memory for these things when it comes to the games. They just go into the next game and then they play to win. They play hard, and lo and behold, they won 8 out of 9.
Yeah, and now the Pistons are the whipping boys of the NBA and the NFL. Detroit is worst team in the NFL, worst team in the NBA. 12 losses in a row, 4-22 on the year, and it's not good to be a Detroit fan these days.
No, it's not. Like the city doesn't look good. Teams are not very good. Nothing's good in Detroit. Nothing.
Make sure you set your PVR. Warriors game tomorrow, Knicks. We're going to get to see the all-time record. Hopefully Ray Allen's there. Hopefully they were smart enough to fly him in, and he can pass the torch to Steph. And Steph might just take that torch and put it in a locked box, and it'll go up on auction when he's 87, and it'll get millions and millions of dollars, and push that record to a spot where maybe nobody touches it. But I don't think he'll put it out of reach. I think the game's changing. I think we're going to see somebody average 7, 8, 9, 10s of 3 a game. And, we're going to see 6, 7, 800 threes from a guy eventually in a season. And they'll pass Steph. But right now, Steph's going to kind of have that for a few years.
Oh, yeah, he's going to have it for a while. And the thing that's always amazed me is that I think Ray Allen got that record in 1,300 games, and Steph is going to do it, I believe, in 789 or 790.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So amazing. Yeah, it's incredible. Fun to watch. I've just been loving watching the Warriors, Steph's entire career, but especially this season. Nice to see them come back, and he's such a force. And it looks like he is definitely one of the front runners for MVP, 3rd MVP, 3 championships, and solidifying a Hall of Fame career, going down as the greatest shooter of all time. And it'll be neat because they'll do a really cool tribute there, I'm sure, at MSG. And we're going to see a ton of stuff. There's things on the NBA Network as we speak about Steph Curry and the brilliance of him and his career. So yeah, man. I'm so happy that it's happening, and we're going to get to witness it on national TV tomorrow, TNT. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that we don't do what we did today and work forever. Yeah. So we can come home and enjoy the game. So fingers crossed on that. Fingers crossed, but we shall see.
Okay, man. We both are super tired. It's time to call it a night. Thanks so much as always. This was fun. We'll take a couple week break, and we'll reconvene on this in the new year. Thanks so much. It's been great. I'm glad we just decided every Monday we were doing this, and man, it's just been so fun, so enjoyable. Like, I love talking sports with you, and all my listeners and viewers, always say great comments about all the fun and great insight that you bring. And happy holidays to you. I know we're going to see each other a bit this week, but no more on the podcast for 2021. So thanks for an amazing year, man. Cheers.
No, thank you for having me. Thank you for bringing me into this. And it's been always enjoyable. Always enjoyable. I look forward to these Mondays. I look forward to our talks, and I look forward to more talks in the new year.
Great. Okay, man. All right. Well, get some sleep. See you tomorrow. And let's have a short week. Like, let's send us home tomorrow at like 5. Yeah, so we can watch the game live. Come on.
I know, right? Yeah, yeah. Come on, come on, come on.
It's Christmas.
It's Christmas, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, man.
All
We
right.
will
Cheers. Good
Cheers.
night. All right.
Good night.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Another great podcast as always. Fun. Man, I've had a great year with Jason. We've done, I guess, like 50 podcasts. Wow. This year, and it's been, well, maybe not quite 50, but maybe close. Yeah, it must be close. Had a great weekend with him watching fights, and then great to break it down in front of you guys. Thanks as always to everyone that helps put this together. Thanks to our partners and sponsors. Anchor.fm, the easiest place to make a podcast. You can do what Jason and I do here. It's so much fun. It really enriches our lives. We've got Verbero, the hockey equipment and apparel company, industry leader on technology, performance, and value. And, V350 stick, get it in your hands. Pampas and possibilities, lots of possibilities. Pampas, get it in your house. They will set you up. And Forever Living, the Oliveira company, phenomenal products for health and beauty. Oliveira is amazing. So, purchase products on our website. Go to our website, completesportsmedia.com, and our parent site, completemedianetwork.com. Tons of great stuff there. Go there every day. There's going to be things that you'll enjoy. I promise. So, okay. That's it for me for the year from the Complete Sports Media podcast. Love you guys lots. Thanks so much for all your support. Can't wait to see you again in 2022. And we'll talk to you soon. Happy holidays. Love you. Bye for now.